Failure to raise the debt limit upon the deadline submitted by the Treasury Secretary does not equate to a default on our debt at all. There's two simple reasons why that's the case. And the first is simply that ongoing tax revenue, even if the federal government can't borrow additional money, ongoing tax revenue next year will be on the order of $2.2 trillion. The money needed to stay current on our debt is on the order of a little over $200 billion. So we've got about 10 times the revenue needed to avoid a default on our debt. Second reason is the Treasury Secretary has the statutory authority to prioritize payments. So as that tax revenue comes in, he is perfectly free to choose to use that money to ensure that we not default on those who've lent us money. It's my view that under no circumstances should we have a default on our debt, and there's absolutely no need to do so. However, given the warnings, and I suppose you could say the implied threats from the administration, I felt it was necessary to address this notion. And so I introduced a bill which I call the Full Faith and Credit Act. It's a simple bill. It's 13 lines. You can actually read it. 13 lines, and it simply instructs the Treasury Secretary that in the event that we do not raise the debt limit upon reaching it, the service of our debt would be the highest priority. So the Treasury Secretary would be instructed to do that which I believe he would do anyway, the prudent thing to do in any case. But the reason I thought it was important to codify this was so that we could take the specter of default on our debt off the table and have an honest discussion about what the real implications are of reaching the debt limit without raising it. And I have acknowledged from the beginning that failure to raise the debt limit for an extended period of time would be disruptive. There's a significant segment of government spending that is meant to be covered by borrowing, and if the borrowing is not allowed, then there would be really dramatic cuts in spending that would have to occur. And that's precisely why I have argued that as long as we get the reforms that we need to put us on a sustainable fiscal path, I would support raising the debt limit. But it's very important that we also remember that this is not a catastrophic default. A disruptive series of events is not the same as a catastrophe, and we ought to keep that very much in mind.